Alrighty, yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react uh, upcoming NBA award predictions. So these are the award predictions for this year. So I'm gonna let him get his off, and then I'll give y'all my awards predictions at the end of the video. My little, if y'all want them. I know y'all want them. Y'all know y'all want them. Because that's why you clicked on the video. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
So the 2024 to 2025 NBA season is quickly approaching, and as usual, I'm doing my preseason NBA awards predictions. Last year, I got 3 out of the 8 selections correct, so let's see if I can improve upon that. Starting off with the Defensive Player of the Year. Last season, Rudy Gobert won his 4th, tying the NBA record for the most DPOYs won in a...
And that's his last one, because he robbed Victor Wembanyama. They robbed Victor Wembanyama because he a rookie. But this year, oh, you can't deny Victor Wembanyama this year. All Defensive Player of the Year is going to Victor Wembanyama from here on out, bro.
A career. I do think voter fatigue will play a role this season, and will hurt Rudy's chances to be able to repeat. But with that in mind, the biggest reason why I'm saying the award is going elsewhere is not because of what Rudy is or isn't doing, but it's because of the ascension of Victor Wembanyama. He was absolutely incredible on defense last season, and I expect a big improvement in his sophomore year. No player in the history of the league has ever won the Defensive Player of the Year while missing the playoffs. And the rookie Wembanyama came very close last season. If his Spurs could win only 22 games and lose 60, and he still is the runner-up to the award, then what do you think his chances will be of winning if he can get his Spurs even up to a 500 record? And now, with Chris Paul as their floor general...
That don't mean nothing. This nigga don't mean nothing to this team right now. This nigga a bum. Overrated bum. Yeah, really like that, and your best work is a light pack. I mean, Prince Outlive Mike Jack, nigga, bum.
Who is always improving a team's record the instant he joins them. I think that is a very realistic possibility. Not only should Wemby improve with the gain of experience and as he grows into his man body, but I think the Spurs are naturally going to win more ball games this year, making him the favorite to win the award. Next up is Rookie of the Year. First, I gotta give a shout out to Reed Sheppard, who was great in the NBA Summer League, and with the Houston Rockets, he'll have plenty of opportunities to fill up the stat sheet. But with that being said, the guy I'm going with is Zach Edey. And I know it's not really the most shocking or bold pick, but as a 7'4" player who's a good rebounder and has an excellent post game, he kind of reminds me of Rick Smits from the 1990s, as he has great footwork, great post moves, and a solid jump hook shot.
That was an obscure ass comparison, but okay. I was gonna say the resemblance of probably like a very young but not fully developed Jermaine O'Neal. I was gonna say that for his game, but Rick Smits, I guess.
After the departure of Steven Adams, Memphis was really hungry for a center that they can lean upon. And with Zach moving to the 5th spot, I think they'll slot a Defensive Player of the Year winner in Jaren Jackson Jr. to his more natural power forward position. And it'll be nice to see how these guys complement one another. It's also worth considering the fact that Memphis is going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. Partially because they'll be completely healthy, they'll presumably have Ja Morant back for the entirety of a season, and they just have a deep roster overall. When teams improve dramatically over the previous season, that's when the voters start looking at their squad and are more likely to hand out awards. So for this reason, I think Zach is a prime candidate to win the Rookie of the Year. Now for Coach of the Year. A lot of times, the voters tend to go for guys who were leaders of overachieving teams, or in the very least, for younger teams who exceeded expectations. But I'm not going in that direction in this instance. My pick for Coach of the Year is actually Mike Malone. We know the Denver Nuggets are a solid Western Conference contender year in and year out, and as usual, I expect them to win a lot of games and be a contender for the first seed in the Western Conference, which naturally makes him a decent contender for the Coach of the Year award. But beyond that, they added Russell Westbrook, who tends to be one of the most difficult players to implement in the entire league. And from that standpoint, people are already starting to question if this will work in Denver. Not only do I think that Denver can pull it off, but I think that both Jokic and Mike Malone will receive a majority of the credit. If they're able to be the first or second seed in the Western Conference, and bring Russell Westbrook back into a situation where he's on a team contending for a championship, then I really think that's going to bode well for his reputation when it comes to his leadership. Next is Sixth Man of the Year, and last I checked on the Vegas odds, Malik Monk was the favorite to win the award. Personally, I'm going for the guy they had second, which is Naz Reid. I truly believe that Naz Reid is one of, if not the most talented player in the entire league who's coming off the bench. He did win the award last year, but I don't expect voter fatigue to kick in just after one season. And if we're being honest, he'd probably be a starter on most NBA teams within the league. I think his numbers will increase yet again, and Minnesota will once again be competitive. And given
I don't know when you made this video, but I hope you know that they having him start this year. I don't know when you made this video, but I hope you know they said they starting him this year. You do realize Cat is gone to New York. I do hope you notice that.
Given his wonderful talent as a big man who can handle the ball, who can slash to the basket, and who can hit shots consistently from the perimeter, he seems like a safe bet to me. Next is the Most Improved Player Award. And this one is kind of a dart throw because you never know which guys are improving the most in the offseason. Almost all of it is behind the scenes, and we can't see these guys work out and how their progression is going. Right now, the early favorite is Victor Wembanyama. But honestly, I think that's a bit silly, given the fact that he's already a star player and the expectations for him are astronomically high. So him exceeding those expectations seems very unlikely in my opinion. The player I'm looking at is Jonathan Kuminga for the Golden State Warriors. That's my pick, and a lot of it has to do with the opportunity. With Klay Thompson now leaving Golden State and heading to Dallas, Steph Curry and the Warriors will need another scorer to even further assert himself and pick up the slack that Klay left behind.
But this is the thing, is Steve Kerr going to give him the opportunity? Because Steve Kerr has been exposing himself as a coach. And I guarantee you, if the Warriors don't do better this year, I guarantee you Steve Kerr is gone at the end of the season. That's my prediction. That's a major prediction right there. Mark it down. Mark it down. If the Warriors are not good and they don't make the playoffs this year, Steve Kerr is gone. Guaranteed, my nigga, guaranteed. Steve Kerr's job is on the line this year.
Someone's numbers are going to get a boost from that absence, and I personally believe that Kuminga makes the most sense. Even last season, he made a significant jump from the year prior, and as an athletic scoring option, I see him really turning some heads this upcoming season. Next is Clutch Player of the Year. Once again, this one is also a bit of a dart throw. With that being said, I did get it right by predicting Steph Curry to win it last year. But I don't think Steph Curry will repeat, so the guy I'm looking at this time is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Simply put, SGA is one of the most skilled offensive players in the entire league. With his tremendous footwork, with his amazing handle, and with his fantastic jump shot, he could score seemingly at will, and he's only getting better. He has a game that's modeled after some of the best scoring wings in league history, and with his ability to create his own shot and get off a solid look in seemingly any situation, I think he's going to hit a bunch of clutch shots and several game winners, making him my choice as the winner this upcoming season. As far as Executive of the Year, I'm going with Daryl Morey from the Philadelphia 76ers. Usually, there's two factors at play for a guy to win Executive of the Year. One, the team has to do really well. And two, the guy had to make some significant moves throughout the season. And obviously, one of those was picking up Paul George. Now with Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey, this Philadelphia 76ers team has the makings of a very scary and overpowered squad. I wouldn't be surprised to see them win 60 to 63 games. And if that's the case, that's when they're going to start looking at the executives that made this whole thing happen. Last, but definitely not least, is the MVP award. And I picked him last year, and I'm picking him again this year. I'm going with Luka Doncic. Obviously, Nikola Jokic is going to be in the mix, but after yet another MVP, I seriously think voter fatigue is really going to kick in.
No, it's not.
And he would have to do something astronomically impressive in order to win the MVP award once more. It isn't just about Luka's talent, because last year, he averaged 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. So honestly, what could he really do better? But the thing is, his Mavericks were just a 5th seed. And now, with more chemistry, with the experience of going to the NBA Finals, and with the addition of Klay Thompson, who I am on record as saying is going to have a major bounce back season in this new atmosphere, I think the Mavericks are going to be much, much better. In this regular season, I wouldn't be surprised to see them be a top seed in the Western Conference. And that is that requirement that Luka has always been missing. Remember back in the day when Leonardo DiCaprio never had an Oscar, and everybody was talking about when he's finally going to get one? And it took so long that they finally just gave him the award for seemingly one of his less deserving roles. Or look at Kobe Bryant when he finally won the award in 2008. He was an MVP candidate year in and year out. He had a chance at winning it in 2003 and 2006, but for various narratives and for not winning enough regular season games, they just refused to give him the award.
Pretty much.
And then finally, when his Lakers were a top seed in the regular season, they gave it to him in 2008. I think Luka finds himself in a similar position, where he's been in the mix time and time again, and he's just waiting to snag that award for himself. All the voters seem to be waiting for is the instant where his team becomes a top seed in the Western Conference, because I think it's just waiting to happen at this point. In the last 5 seasons, he's finished in the top 8 spots of the MVP voting. So in my opinion, he's very due. A dark horse candidate is Joel Embiid, as his Philadelphia 76ers should win a lot of games. But again, I'm sticking with Luka. So now you've heard my predictions.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Fuck out of here. So let's go back through it. Defensive Player of the Year, without question, is Victor Wembanyama by far. It's not even up for debate. Victor Wembanyama got Defensive Player of the Year wrapped up, and he got that wrapped up already. That's his for the taking. That's his award to lose. Victor Wembanyama got that in the bag. As far as Rookie of the Year go, don't be surprised if they give it to Bronny. Don't be surprised if they give it to Bronny. Bronny gonna be averaging 3 points, one assist, and 2 rebounds. They'll still put him in the conversation, so don't be surprised. But I'm definitely going with Big Homie right here. I'm definitely going with Big Homie for Rookie of the Year, most definitely. Him, Jaren Jackson. Oh yeah, he got Rookie of the Year. It's his award to lose, really. Because this ain't really a great draft class. So it's his award to lose, if we're being honest here. Coach of the Year, I don't give 2 fucks about. So whoever wins that, wins that. Sixth man of the year. 6 man of the year. I don't really know everybody's roster structure. Like, I really don't. I don't know everybody's roster structure. So for me to say who's going to be 6 man of the year, I couldn't tell you right now because I don't know everybody's roster structure right now. Teams are still being constructed as we speak. Like, ain't no spots been guaranteed yet. There's still, yeah. I don't know when homie put this video out, but Cat is in New York. And they said they started Nazir. So if they gonna be starting him, then 6 man of the year is open. It's an open book right now. We'll have to see with the way how rosters are constructed because niggas be moving in and out the lineups all the fucking time. So we'll have to see. I can't really predict it because rosters just go all over the place. Now, most improved. Most improved. Hear me out. I don't fuck with the nigga. I hate the nigga. I hate the team that he played for. And I hate him as I just hate his face. I hate his head. I think Derek White is going to win most improved. Yeah. I think Derek White got most improved in the bag. I think Derek White is definitely going to be the guy that's going to win most improved this year. Without question. I'm taking Derek White on this one. For most improved this year. Kuminga, like I said, you could say Kuminga. You could. But like I said, Steve Kerr is terrible with lineups, so we'll see if Kuminga has like 3 bad games. I guarantee you he's out the starting lineup, bro. So yeah. Okay, clutch player of the year, I don't give 2 fucks about. When did this even become a fucking award? When did this become an award? No, we sticking to the traditional awards, not these bullshit awards. Y'all can keep these little first grade participation trophy awards. Now, executive of the year. This nigga said Daryl Morey. I'm shaking my fuck. I'm asleep, cuz.
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Hell no. Trash ass nigga. I'm asleep. This nigga said Daryl Morey. Nigga, I'm asleep. Oh, you might as well say Rob Pelinka. You might as well just say Rob Pelinka if that's the case. Get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. Executive of the year. Fuck out of here. Executive of the year is going to the Knicks. Whoever the GM of the Knicks is, they get an executive of the year. Especially if the Knicks finish as a top 2 seed. If the Knicks finish in the top 3, the Knicks GM is executive of the year. That's not even up for debate. So yeah, it's the Knicks GM's title to lose, really. And here we go. MVP. It could go to Luka, but mark my words. If he's in the top 5, if he's in the top 3 or top 4 in scoring, and his team is the number 1 seed, don't be surprised that Jason Tatum is the MVP this year. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised that Jason Tatum wins MVP this year. Mark my fucking words. I'm just the messenger here. Luka could be putting up 35 with a triple-double, damn near a triple-double. I guarantee you. If Jason Tatum is just putting up 30, 7 and 5, and his team is the number 1 seed or the number 2 seed, the MVP is going to Tatum. They finna be dick riding the fuck out of Tatum this year. I guarantee it's finna be a lot of Tatum glaze this year, bro. The Celtics are finna be glazed to death this year, bro. Mark my words. Oh, Oh, and how could we forget you're oh so glorious King LeBron James? How can we forget? If this nigga is a fourth seed, if LeBron James is a fourth seed averaging 29 a game, they gonna put him in the conversation too. Trust me, the league want to give it to Luka, but his team don't really. His team's not really a regular. His team don't really do that much in the regular season. But with the Clippers losing Paul George and Russell Westbrook, the Lakers being the joke of a franchise that it is, Phoenix is just whatever at this point. We don't even know what Phoenix is at this point, Tom. Realistically, Denver is the only threat. Denver is really the only threat right now. Denver, OKC will be a threat too this year. Minnesota just took a big fucking step backwards. So Minnesota is out of here. We can throw Minnesota out of here. Minnesota just took the biggest step backwards. I still don't get how the Knicks finessed them out of Karl Anthony Towns. We don't know what they're going to do with Julius Randle. We know Julius Randle may be a moving piece, but we don't know where he going to go. I don't think they can move him right now because they just traded for him. And I think once you trade for a player, you can't trade him I think you can't trade him for like 90 days or something like that. 60 days or 90 days, you can't trade him. So they stuck with Julius Randle for the first half of the season. And I want to say around like December, they'll be able to move him. But that's if his value is worth something. Because I still don't see the fit with Julius Randle. I just don't. DiVincenzo, yes. But Julius Randle, I don't see the fit. So the West is weak. The West has gotten weaker. It's boiling down to like three. It's boiled down to like three teams at this point. And Dallas lost Derrick Jones Jr. to the Clippers. And I'm like, yes, they picked up Clay, but they might miss Derrick Jones Jr. though. They might miss him though. He kind of was doing work for them, even if he was just averaging like 8 to 12 points a game. He was still doing damage for them. He hit clutch shots for them when it mattered. So, or when they needed a big basket, he went and got it. So I don't know. I don't know with the Mavericks right now. The Mavericks could be, if this Klay Thompson thing is how I feel like it's supposed to go, how I want it to go. This Klay Thompson thing should be a surefire thing. But we'll have to see though. We'll have to see though. But right now it's just the Mavs, the Nuggets, and OKC at this point in time. Minnesota shot themselves in the head and said, "We good." And I don't really see no other team in the West really being a threat. The Clippers are not a threat. The Warriors are a shell of themselves. The Lakers are a complete fucking joke. Phoenix just seems so. Phoenix just seems like a team that's not really meant to win, if that makes sense. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But MVP, like I said, MVP could swing everywhere. I want to say Luka, but like I said, if Tatum and the Celtics are at the top of the conference, and Tatum is averaging 30, he's getting MVP. They're gonna glaze the shit out of Tatum. They want to give it to Luka, but Luka hasn't proven himself worthy of the MVP award. Yes, he made it to the finals, but you still don't want to give it to him because he could have a good season, then he could have a terrible fucking season the very next year. Luka is very wish-washy, for sure. Great player, just the Mavericks at times can be wish-washy. And Luka could be the problem. Did y'all see how he was playing in the finals last year? Wasn't his best performance, by the way. So that could be a major factor right there alone. Like I said, the Tatum glazing is going to be real. But anyways, though, that's just going to about do it for this one, man. I know a lot of people are going to, I know, and everybody going to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all going to try to get y'all predictions out. Yeah, and everybody's going to be like, oh, you going to say Bucks. I didn't say the Bucks, not one time. Not one time. Because I ain't worried about no fucking award. We worried about the championship. Bucks and 6, bitch. Suck my dick.